Scott, Ben Studio's next game could be a live service title. Grant Taylor Hill over at Insider Gaming. Ben Studio, the developer of Days Gone and the creator of Siphon Filter franchise, is working on a game behind closed doors that the world knows very little about. Very true. Man, we've been waiting to find out what is happening at Ben Studio. Nobody knows. Dude, no leaks, no nothing, no teases. We're all just sitting here waiting. There have been tidbits of information surfaced in the form of rumors over the years, such as the claim that the title in development is being built with Guerrilla's Decima engine. Yo, if you don't know what the Decima engine is, ever heard of a little game called Horizon? Horizon Forbidden West? Yep, that'll be nice, wouldn't it? But there's almost nothing concrete.
I believe it's also Death Stranding as well.
Yes, very true, very true. Recently, a job listing surfaced online that made numerous references to a live service game being developed at Ben Studio. There's vacancy at the studio for a lead project manager. Dude, that is terrifying. Who's leading the charge then, right? And Ben is asking that they're experienced in the realm of a live service title. So, no Days Gone 2, Scott. We knew that was a thing. No. Dude, we knew we weren't getting that, right? Days Gone was released in 2019, but it wasn't to an overwhelmingly positive reception, which is weird, because if you played it, then that's a great game. That's a really, really good game. You know what happened? There's another game called The Last of Us that came out.
Yeah, that definitely took the spotlight.
It sure did, right? The open
Rightfully
world,
so in some regard.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. The open world zombie title was plagued with issues, which Ben mostly addressed in post-launch patches, but it wasn't enough for the Mar game. Regardless, fans of the title have been hurting for a follow-up title ever since. It's dude, that's not happening. Sony's come right out and said Ben will not make a sequel to Days Gone 2. Maybe later at some point, but I don't know. We were just talking to our friend Kyle, who beat the game at 90 hours into the game.
Yeah.
Nuts. Just nuts. But there's no lead project manager right now for a games of service title rumored. Scott, are you concerned for the future of Ben Studio and what they're up to?
Do you think that's because nobody wants to touch live service? I think there's kind of a backlash against live service games right now. And things, unfortunately, like Kill the Justice League has kind of soured everybody's opinion on that. I wonder if that's... nobody wants to be assigned to that and kind of shackled to the project. Live service games don't just... Yeah, they have a very low chance of kind of taking off. And if they don't, then you're kind of stuck to that until the decision's made to cut free.
Yeah. And
that doesn't sound like a very positive kind of position to be in. Not a job that I would lovingly sign up for, but that's myself.
Well, it's interesting to watch the rise of game of service and then the fall of games of service games, right? We've seen them come in and some really take off. Dude, Destiny still goes, right? Destiny is still a game that people tune into every day, once a week, once a month, a couple times a month, either or, right? But they're always into this game. And then they bounce out, and then they come back with a new DLC, this, that, and the other. That one just keeps going. It's been going for what feels like a decade now, at least. Destiny 1, Destiny 2.
I think of Rocket League.
Oh, there you go. There's another one, right? Fortnite. Easily one of the biggest games of service games. Easily, right? It takes the reign when it comes to every game out there. People wanted to catch that wildfire to see if they can grasp onto this little bucket of money that comes in all the time for Epic Games over at Fortnite team, and not everybody's able to pull that off. Right? You can't chase what's already done without doing your own thing. And I think some games are able to pull it off and some games aren't. You talked about Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Dude, that game tanked. We were surprised at a lot of we were surprised mostly about how much we actually enjoyed playing the game. But at the end of the day, it was soulless, it was empty, and it doesn't work. It just didn't really work all that well. But there's enough to pull Steve and I through the game to finish it up and say, hey, you know what? This isn't horrible, but it isn't excellent either, right? Like, it wasn't great. No. It was okay. And that's where a lot of these games fall. You get into No Man's Sky is another example. Dude, that game tanked when it came out. Everybody jumped on it and then just ridiculed it. And now look at it. They're in season 10 or 11 or something like that. Sea of Thieves, another one. Constantly goes, right? So can Ben Studio pull this off? I don't know. They're an interesting team to go from Siphon Filter, which is one of their best beloved franchises, which I honestly thought was coming back, which now puts my prediction in for Summer Game Fest to be very wrong.
Man, I forgot about
like,
that.
man, I predicted this going to be there. I think I just lost that one. So we'll see how that goes. But why not bring that back, right? Everybody right now is hungry for a Sam Fisher Splinter Cell. And the competitor at the time, really, in the Rising or even before Sam Fisher, was Siphon Filter. So they had an opportunity here. Then they did Days Gone. Days Gone, like we said, right, didn't do well, but overthrew the patches, really kind of came back into its own. There is opportunity eventually, maybe, if PlayStation will let them. Here's the funny part. If you didn't know, Days Gone did better than Ghost of Tsushima. And Ghost of Tsushima is getting a sequel.
Yeah, and a movie.
Yeah, well, right? Yeah, there's that side of it too. So very interesting take to see what Sony's doing over there. But they've also been a huge focus on games of service because they want to catch that Fortnite model. Can they pull that off? What has Ben up to? They just shut down studios over at PlayStation. They just let people go over at some other studios. Like Firesprite got laid. Some people got laid off. London Studios is getting shut down. Like, man, what's happening here? Can this games of service model really go? Skull and Bones pulled me in, dude, but I'm almost on my way out now, right? Like it has hooks, and then the grind is just what a grind. But some people love that grind. It's just my time is, where do you put your time? And all these games of service keep coming out. Man, you can't play them all. That's the other side.
No, and a lot of them, I feel like they don't have much substance to really get into, even if you were. And those are almost the ones that do better, that have little substance. How much story does Fortnite have behind it? It doesn't matter. You'll play it because it updates constantly. Yeah. I'm not sure if that works in the case of something like Ben Studio Productions. There's just too many live service games that I've seen come in. I love it, and then it fades away and it's gone.
Yep, absolutely. One that comes to mind too recently is the finals, and I saw they just launched season 2. And it seems to be doing all right, but will it be around to stick around long enough? Who knows? When you produce these games of service, you have to have your roadmap already planned out, and some of it, if not half of it, already completed for years to come. So that way, when it's done, you're ready to drop the next bit and the next bit and the next bit, right? Like when I watched Sea of Thieves, their latest update. They've got season 11 out. They've got 12, 13, and 14 on the go.
Oh man!
Right? They've got their roadmap. They've got it figured out over at Rare. Can Ben Studio do the same? Time to tell.
Come on! Come on!